Bro, this year, 2020, has been easily the craziest year, the most unorthodox year, the wildest year of my life. I'm only 26, bro. I just turned 26, but that don't change the type of year that we've had. All right? It does not change the type of year we've had. When you talk about the year of death, the year of unemployment, bro, the year of disappointment, bro, the year of confusion, bro, I swear on everything that I've ever loved, man, it's like this year has been the year of the Twilight Zone. It's like, bro, it's like we all been living in a movie. Honestly, bro, it kind of feels like I Am Legend. Y'all remember that movie with Will Smith, I Am Legend? I swear it feels like that, bro. Like, I don't even know where to begin. Like 2-3 months ago, I sent out this text to my friend, a good friend of mine, and I was telling her, I was like, man, this year I'm gonna speak for everybody. All right. If you 30, 40, 50, 80, I'm speaking for you too. This has been the craziest year for everybody. Everybody. Yeah, I know I can't speak for everybody, but I'm doing it. This is the craziest year for everybody. And I done spoke to all sorts of people. Grandmas, grandfathers, great-grandmothers, great-grandfathers out there, uncles, older cousins. I spoke to everybody, bro.
And they saying the same thing.
Everybody's saying the same thing. There's never been a year like this. When you want to start, I mean, from Kobe Bryant dying, from this police brutality, bro, it's so many things that's happened this year that I don't even remember, bro. And you talk about the Spanish flu and all those things that happened way before I was born. I don't know what that was like, but I know what the coronavirus is like. And when you talk about the coronavirus, bro, you talking about a virus that we've heard all these conspiracy theories. You have all these people who have all these doubts about if it was real or not. I'm not sure if anybody's questioning that anymore. People still have their doubts. But I was probably one of those people at the very beginning. What I wasn't, though, was one of those people who felt like black people can't get it.
I wasn't.
Okay. Yeah. But man, it's August. It's late August now. It was officially an epidemic before it was a pandemic in March. That's when it first came. Or when it legit got serious, and they started to shut everything down. And we was like, nobody really knew how serious it was, how bad it was, until the colleges started getting shut down. And when they officially announced that the NBA was discontinued, come on, bro. Now you messing with I ain't even gonna say, you messing with some other people's money now.
Right.
You talking about the NBA, bro, multi-billion-dollar industry. Since March, my executive director, the boss at my second job, she got the coronavirus. I really shouldn't say coronavirus because this is a new strand of the coronavirus. So she got COVID-19. Her husband got COVID-19. My homie Ishma and his old lady got COVID. I've met a ton of people who's been tested for it because they thought they had it. You talk about I even knew a guy who I didn't have a personal relationship with. My homie Ishma did.
Right.
From Conway, went to UCA, who allegedly, according to what his family and friends are saying, close friends are saying, this man passed away from it. Right. Now, he had pre-existing conditions as far as health conditions. He was a bigger guy. He wasn't really just like bloated, right, but he was just a bigger guy.
So you think that's why there's more?
I think that played a role. So when you talk about that, bro, when you got all this stuff happening and then you come out, you hear, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell and these quote unquote famous people These people are making millions of dollars a year. It's like, all right, bro, it's a little bit more than the conspiracy theory now. Now, again, it's okay to question certain things. I'm not questioning that, and I'm willing to have that conversation with anybody. But as far as like something happening here, there's definitely something here, bro. There's no questioning if there's a virus. There's a virus. Now, if you want to question how I got here and what the agendas are, you can have those conversations. But another one that really struck home for me really, really early was this person who, I mean, I'm not close friends with this guy either. Every time I see him, real cool dude. He's really known, if you really want me to be completely honest, is what I knew about him. If I ain't know nothing else, he was super cool all the time. He was known for dressing really nice. Like he got, a lot of, I guess swag is out of style. So I'll say he got a lot of sauce. But most importantly, he could dance really, really well. I remember one time, we was actually at Bears Den, and Ishma is a really good friend of mine. This is like my third time saying his name already. Right. But Ishma had told me, he was like, bro, I don't know, I had been to Bears Den a bunch of times before, but Ishma was like, we was dancing and stuff, and Ishma stopped. He was like, bro, if you ever thought I could dance, bro, watch this dude dance. And I was like, who? And I turn around, and it's this guy, one of the only guys in the entire, party, if you will, who had a hat on. Right. So I'm like, this guy, okay. And he started to dance, and the rest is history. The dude.
But the crazy thing about it, bro, I wasn't even dancing like I was.
You don't even know what tonight I'm talking about.
But still, though, back then, because it's around the time, first of all, you got to understand, like, when I started going to the Bears Den, man, I didn't even go out like that. I went out, but I went out because it was free. You know what I'm saying? And I really ain't never been to the Bears Den until around the time that you are talking about. I remember.
So what you saying, this period of time, you never really just danced like that there?
I ain't gonna, yeah, never just been in.
So what's dancing to you?
Man, so when I was, I've been dancing for a long time, man. So.
You know who Drew is? Drew DK? You gotta know. Do you ever watch like the people who are really big on like dancing to the most, popular songs, dancing groups? You don't never watch that? You seem like type to watch stuff like that for real?
I don't really watch stuff like that.
Dang, that's surprising to hear.
It just came natural to me because I always dance, bro. Like as far as back I can remember, I've always been a dancer.
So if you had to pick a moment or a space in your life where you was legit dancing, like at your highest level.
At my highest level, I would say my highest level, just as far as dancing goes, I would say the year before I moved to Arkansas.
What year was this?
I moved here, 2010, and then I left, came back. I say that first time I left. When I was younger, man, it was in Memphis. They used to call it gangster walking and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when I was learning it, man, I feel like that was my peak because like I constantly that's the time when YouTube was the thing and everybody that was juking, they put it on YouTube. Like I used to always watch. I'm talking about I always came, like I always used to watch it then. Like when I used to come down here for the summers, like when I met my daddy, like I started juking in Arkansas, and where I was in Clarendon, them folks was like, man, that's crazy. Like I could call them right now, they be like, yeah, that man was dance. Like I literally would dance to any song that they put on, like any song. Like I say like 15 was the peak. Like I would literally dance to anything. You know what I'm saying? And that was back in the gap where that was like the time before Young Nation.
Oh, okay.
And a little bit after Soulja Boy. But
okay.
You
Dang,
always
that's
had,
early, boy.
But at the same time, fool, you gotta realize like the gangster walking was part of like that culture in Memphis. Like you knew if somebody was from Memphis and they was gangster walking just by how they did it.
Yeah.
You know, but now you can't.
Different.
But now you can. But now it's multicultural, so you can't really say that's true gangster walking because it's so multicultural. But back then, like You would know, bro. Like I wish I could call them right now. They would
Already.
tell you like this man I'm talking about. And then when I started going to parties in Arkansas, like I stayed doing it. England, what else? Stuttgart.
I used to live in Stuttgart.
Yeah. So when I was down there, then they were like, man, this man really getting down.
All my life.
Like, and then I graduated 2013, came to UCA. This one, the Young Nation, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The Young Nation and all that jump was out, and I was still dancing then, but I was at my peak around 15, 14. Like, I'm talking about areas where I went, you know, back then, MP3 players was a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, the whole dancing scene, but for me, like, that was my peak. Like, I would not stop dancing.
I swear, listening to this dude making me feel old, bro.
Yeah. But
back then.
But look, though, now dancing is like, you know, social media is a great influence, also a curse at the same time. It's like, now dancing is just like, it ain't even about, you know, the purpose no more. It's just about looking good.
Already.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So most of the dance is about looking good. So, you know, I hit the little wall. I do it now, but just to tear up, like when parties, when cell phones was a thing, because I was going to high school parties and clubs when I was younger. So like cell phones,
You always stuck me as a type.
Yeah, cell phones wasn't a thing. You know, back, 2013, that's when cell phones really jumped. Like, everybody was on it. But back then, like, 08, 09, when I go to parties with my cousins now, like my oldest cousin now, or I go to the county lot, like, we were just it was pure fun. You know what I'm saying? It was just pure, everybody was free, everybody, you know.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now everybody's stuck in their phone. So dancing just, ooh, that man fresh. You feel me? Let me record.
Bro, that's so bad. That's so bad because he hitting it spot on. I went, do you know what tubing is? Tubing and kneeboard. So it's where, and you've seen it before, I'm sure, but you probably know what's called this. It's when somebody attached a rope to the back of a boat on the lake somewhere.
I've never been.
And you get on the back of a tube. Whenever we get down, I'm gonna show you this video of me tubing. So I just tubed, but that's the point I'm talking about. I just got finished tubing yesterday. My whole body sore.
Right.
It's where they attach this rope to the back of a boat. It's a whole little process, so you can be super safe. You wear a life jacket, and there's a tube like a big old donut. You know what a donut look like when you go to the pools and stuff. And people who can't swim be in the donuts. So a big tube is like it's really big and round. Except unlike a donut you can get in the middle of it and put your arms on the sides like that. But a tube, it ain't no hole in the middle. It's just the straps. You get on top of the tube, and you can they either built like a chair, so they get pretty creative with the tube. So they got a tube where it's a back and then it's a seat, just like a chair, right. And you blow it up, and it forms out like a chair, and then you sit on it. And they got these straps you can hold on to, or you got the ones I was just explaining where it's the circle tube. There's no hole in the middle, and you lay on it. You get on your belly. It's a big old round tube, big enough for your body. You get on it, put your chest on it, hold on to the tubes, and then the boat takes off, and you got to hold on and kind of ride the waves.
Right.
I just did that for the first time, and instead of being focused on having fun, which I was, I wanted to make sure it was recording. Dana drowned, bro. I'm not even lying. The first time they hooked me up, they tell you the signs that you can do, like you do this to speed up, you do this to slow down, you do this if it's just right, and you do this to just say stop. Right? He explained to me, I bet. We started going, it's full speed, boats going stupid fast. I'm trying to tell him, record. I want to see what I look like. This is the first time. I'm 26. Y'all been doing this since y'all was 5.
Right. Yeah.
You know, certain families, it ain't just white people, but a lot of people, bro, who just grow up with more than a lot of us where we come from. Bro, they experience all that stuff by the time they 8.
That's a fact.
I'm 26. I ain't never in my life. My first time on a boat.
Yeah.
I've been on a boat before when I went to Florida, but not with like one of no personal friends type deal. I ain't never did no stuff like that before, bro. So I'm out there, the boat going, and I'm like, man, you showed me all the hand signs. What's the hand sign for record? Because I'm doing this, and I'm trying to hold on because I'm finna smack the water, and I'm doing this. They like, I don't know what he doing. What he doing? What is he saying? So finally, I just let go, fell in the water, and then they end up stopping and coming back, and I was like, I'm trying to catch my breath. I'm like, no, I was trying to tell you, record. They was like, bro, we thought you was like in trouble or something, bro. Like you was finna fall or you felt like you was gonna drown or something. Like, nah, bro. I was saying record. I was so focused on recording that I wasn't even focused on what was actually at the moment.
Bro, you wasn't even focused on the purpose, man. And a lot of people, that need for attention is front and center nowadays.
Man, that's a whole. Anyways,
it used to be sacred, but
I ain't even introduced my guy. Anyways, if you don't know, this is my guy Jacoby Amos, bro. Real cool dude, real cool dude, man. Always down to earth, people's person. I've always appreciated this guy's energy. But what we talking about right now, bro, is something I didn't think we would get into, but we kind of transitioned into that. So before we get into what we're gonna eventually get into, that's a good point. But that's something I've always talked about, bro, which is the attention that people want on social media, and something I've realized. I was actually just telling myself this before you came here, bro. I said, there's in life, bro, you got to make decisions. And if you're going to be a person like who I am, right, which is I'm this, you can call it a motivational speaker, you can call it a public speaker. Right. But if you're going to be this person and you're going to be this person all the time, because I'm always positive. I'm not just like that on social media. I'm like that in real life. Right. You got to understand, Demetrius, make a choice. And I made a choice in high school, way before I became a speaker. I made a choice on who I wanted to be in life. And if you're going to be this person that call people out for doing stuff on social media for attention, if you're going to call people out for being certain ways in life just to get attention from people, understand that you're making a decision. It's either you're going to be this or you want all the girls. And what I mean by that is you got to understand whenever you become a public speaker and stuff like that, people respect you. Right. People like what you're doing. You make good money doing it, right, but you have to understand that you're not the rapper, bro. Right. You're not the jock. You're not the street dude. Right. You're not the girl that's gonna be like. You're not gonna be the dude that girls jumping in your DMs just throwing themselves at you. You got to make that decision, bro, because you got to understand before going into this that you're gonna have people who gonna be strolling down the TL and they're gonna see your video and they gonna that anybody can appreciate motivation, because I don't care who you are. Everybody go through stuff in life. Right. But you're going to have people who going to stroll and see your video and be like, he with him. Do you always have to be positive? And they're going to keep going. I get it. I know there's people out there like that. So you got to make a decision. And I'm the type of person, I made a decision. Right. So when I see stuff like when I'm strolling down my TL and I see the same girl posting the same thirst trap pic.
I know what you're talking about, G. I know what you're talking about.
Really? But then but if a guy only refers to you or treats you like you're a piece of meat. Right. Jacoby, it's a problem, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say it's a problem.
It's
problematic. Cause
if I'm not saying her directly. I'm saying if you talk to, like, for example, if you come out and you say that, like, on some generalization stuff, if you say that females in general, are all they care about is showing off their bodies, or it's like they one-dimensional thinkers. Right. Women would get pissed off, as they should, because all women are like that. Right. But even the women who are like that don't like it when you say it out loud. Wrong or right? Am I right or wrong?
I'm not a right or wrong person. I'm about understanding. So,
okay.
But I feel like at the same time, you hitting something that needs to be said. One, if your intentions ain't good, they don't mean well. One thing that I've seen, or one thing that I've noticed over years, I've been trained to study habits, behaviors, context. The whole circumstance of the female and trying to, post a body or thirst trap is what they would say. We've been having this conversation for centuries, just like the racism, all that. So it really just falls down to your intentions as an individual, like your purpose. I see a lot of females do or post that, booty picture, but will have a slogan that's supposed to be motivational under it. You know what I'm saying? That's why fake love is a real thing now, because we don't know how to make those boundaries with purpose and what is you trying to do. Just like you said, am I doing this for this, or am I doing this to get the girls?
Right.
It's hard to make that distinction nowadays because everybody's trying to figure that out, but do something at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I say it's problematic, not a problem, because it's always been there. It's just shown different. in this day and time. You know, it's just like the cohort effect, what they call in psychology. You know what that is. You know what I'm saying? It just look different now, but that's always been there. It's problematic.
But you just said something, and I really like it if you touched on it. You said it's like a female posting something on social media,
Right.
a booty pic,
Right.
but the caption is something motivational.
Right.
You think that's okay?
Again, I'm not a woman.
Don't do that, bro. It ain't about being a woman. I'm saying you post a booty picture, but then say something motivational. We know that the picture isn't about.
But it's about understanding. It's a lot of women that don't know how to present themselves in a way. And so what some women do, especially when they got power, the power of influence, you know, they try to motivate them through the woman's eyes. And as men, all we can do is critique it. We don't understand that. So I don't allow myself to try to understand that because I'm not a woman. I've not been constructed to be a woman.
Okay.
And so when I try to give an answer to something that's problematic and what we see as a problem, that creates more problems. That's why it's problematic. That's why I don't stick my hand in the cookie jar because
So
I'm going to speak on, because again, I'm not constructed to be a woman. So that battle's for women.
So I'm guessing you're not jumping in that WAP conversation.
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion about it because at the end of the day, I'm in my own lane. You feel me? I'm minding my own business. But I understand where she coming from because I got women in my family. I know women that struggle with the body stuff. And once I get to know, like, I know a woman, you know, and a lot of people probably gonna contest it is. I know women that's on social media view, fine in the mud, you know, bad.
Right.
You get to know them, bro. Them folks so insecure. But that's why it's problematic, and that's why I can't talk about that because with that understanding, that's why I don't respond to it, bro, because that's not my place. I stand my own lane.
Well, okay, bet. And ladies, I know you're gonna appreciate that answer he just gave.
That's just the truth.
And I appreciate his answer too. I think he answered it appropriately. I think he answered it genuinely. I think what he said is what he really feel, and I actually agree with him. I actually agree with him, because again, what I try to emphasize when I talk about this, or when I talk about certain things, is that I'm not trying to be a woman. I'm not trying to speak for a woman.
Right.
But I understand that sometimes you can say that, state what you feel, and then it's still going to be said you're trying to make decisions for women.
Right.
So a lot of times they say the best thing is just not to say anything.
You hear me?
But this is my thing. When I come, I'm like, well, I'm going to have to just get that backlash when it comes to things in general, because this is back to what I was saying about, Demetrius, you got to make a decision.
Right.
Are you going to be a person who just sees something that's not right and speak out about it? Like, would you let your daughter be a stripper?
Again.
No, I'm not talking about when she's grown. She's free to do whatever she wants. Would you be okay with the idea of your
daughter,
18-year-old,
19-year-old daughter being a stripper?
Yep.
I can't answer that with a yes or no due to understanding. Due to the fact, listen. I work mental health. You feel me? So, and I've had conversations with women that are strippers. And a lot of those women that strip, crazy as it sounds, it's the truth. And I'm telling you, you can get strippers on this show, and they'll tell you some of them have been abused, or some of them don't like being touched, but they want the money. That's like, get strippers on this show, and they're gonna tell you either they've been touched, they don't like being touched, they've been sexually abused and haven't coped with it, or they just want the money. I'm telling you. And so, me as a man, me having women in my family, I ain't gonna say what I ain't and I am gonna do, because I ain't got no daughter in the first place. But I will give my daughter structure in terms of just knowledge and understanding. And if she makes that decision, and I've already prepared myself to love my child unconditionally, if she makes that decision, personally, I ain't gonna mess with it. But if that's how she want to express herself, brother, I'd rather have my child with me than against me. So,
have you been watching the Versus?
nah, I don't even know what that is.
Dang, that's so surprising. That they for real.
Nah,
It's where Swiss Beats and Timbaland been having. You ain't been seeing that? Rick Ross and 2 Chainz went against each other. You out the top.
Oh, the Versus. Nah,
The Versus.
I ain't even been,
Okay,
watching.
so I'm not gonna say his name, but one of the people who participated, he was one of the people who participated against somebody else in one of the Verses. He's been on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, that boy got it.
I talked to him about his battle and if he thought he won and everything. But something I asked him was about this question. I asked him the same question.
Right.
And he gave me like the best answer I've probably heard.
Right.
Which is literally, crazy enough, almost verbatim what you just said, bro. He just used different terminology. He literally said to me, he said, because I asked him I'm not gonna say the question I asked him originally because it got like quite the response on social media already. So I'm gonna just say I asked him the first question about his idea of stripping.
Right.
Then when he answered it the way he answered, I was like, okay, so would you be okay with your daughter doing it? And he hesitated, and I was like, and he sat there and he goes, well, and for just so you can get a sense of the way where he's coming from with it, he lives in Atlanta.
Right. So that's a whole nother.
He's living in Atlanta, bro. So he tells me, he's like, this is what I'll say, Demetrius. When I raise my children, I raise them to give them. I want my children to be informed. That's the best way I've ever heard it put. And literally, what he said though, he put it the best way, but it's literally the same thing he said. He said, all of my children, I want them to be informed about anything they ever get themselves into. Exactly. So once she's of age and she decides to make a decision, I just want her to be informed.
Right.
I don't want her to go into something not knowing what she's going into. I want her to be fully aware of the chances she's taking.
Exactly.
Of the backlash she could receive.
Exactly.
I want her to be aware of just all spectrums, not just the money part.
Exactly.
And if she's fully aware and she still makes that decision, I don't feel like I failed as a father because she's aware of what she's doing and she's informed.
Exactly.
And that was literally to end the podcast episode, bro. And I listened to him answer that question because I told him, whenever you talk to certain people, anybody could do this. But when you talk to like celebrities and stuff, and you want to like reach out to them to like do podcasts or come on your like TV show, like anybody you see on Hot 97 who's not a regular, they normally their publicist or somebody will reach out to ask that person to send them a list of questions before they come on. Right. So they can know what they're talking about. And if it's certain things they don't want to talk about, they can tell you before they even get on wax.
Right.
He knew I was going to ask him that. But I literally had like 25, 30 things I wanted to talk to him about. Right. So we got through the whole podcast episode. So when we got to that, I caught him off guard. Right. I was like, man, I appreciate you for even responding, man. I appreciate you for agreeing to do my podcast. But I can't let you get away. And he was like, huh? And I was like, and I hit him with the question, and he responded. I thought I caught him off guard.
Right.
Even though he knew prior to the interview, we had been talking like an hour and a half.
Right.
I caught him off guard, and he still gave me the best answer I had ever heard, bro.
Yeah, that's real, though. That's real.
So I just love the answer. I appreciated the answer.
Yeah. But it just goes back to I'm in mental health and.
Bro, talk to me about that. Yeah. You told me that the other day, bro. Yeah. So you're training to be a counselor.
Yeah, so pretty much it's like between a therapist and a counselor. I'm like in between that because I can't diagnose someone and say you have this.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you can't prescribe medicine.
Prescribe
medicine, okay.
Right. But I'm not also a school therapist counselor because I don't have to like when the school year end, like the school counseling end, like when school year end, like I still gotta go see the kids. Still.
Why counselor, Jacoby?
Why counselor?
Why counselor? Of all things you could have been, there's many ways to help.
Yeah, and that's true. But mental health just always been a thing for me, bro. And it really took self-reflection to realize how important it is. because you got so many people battling so much stuff at one time that they don't even know, they're not aware of their own mental, where their mental is at the time sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I just got a knack for that type of stuff. I've studied it, I've learned it, I started reading on it and stuff like that.
What'd you go to UCF for?
Psychology.
Did I know that already?
Yeah, you knew that, G. Yeah, you knew that.
I think I did know that.
Yeah, we had to hold the conversation about it.
You so right.
Yeah.
Dang, bro.
Yeah, I went for psychology. Mine and philosophy. Philosophy is a good discipline as well. A lot of people don't understand that though. When you hear about it, like when they say like, yeah, you just studying like you talking about Earth and not man, you talking about really the synthesis of psychology.
Right.
Psychology was created off of philosophy. It was just called scientific.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand that philosophy is scientific. You have to test the hypothesis. You have to put it out into the world, let people reflect on it, and you get to, you know what I'm saying, you got to have an objective. That's the same thing with psychology.
Right.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah.
If you know how to, if you can know how to use it, you know what I'm saying.
That's crazy you brought that up, bro. Like I told you earlier, today is my first day of grad school. At the Clinton School of Public Service in Little Rock, and the very first thing we had.
On that too, my boy.
Thank you.
That's
I appreciate
smooth.
it, bro. The very first thing we talked about today, we had to do this reading on research methods, because you can't just be in the Clinton School of Public Service just so you can help people. You gotta, bro. We gonna get down to the nitty gritty of not just research methods, but we gonna do a whole reflection of what a hypothesis is, what a thesis is,
Right.
what does research actually mean, and the ins and outs of quantitative, qualitative methods.
I love quantitative,
bro.
By the way.
Doing all of that, I was getting reminded. My mind was just like, oh, I forgot about this. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I actually, you know, now that we talking about that, I actually thought of a theory about the way that they try to prevent people from testing COVID. I actually was thinking about like a theory and way of testing is the method they're using, the social distancing, the mask, and the Lysol. And
you've thought of them,
like a real scientific method to test to see if that is the most effective way from stop COVID from spreading. I really thought about that. I really wrote that down. On God.
Recently?
Yeah, because again, man, I'm gonna wait till you say that, but come back to it. We'll come back to it.
Okay. But yeah, man, I started today, so it's crazy you brought that up because I got reminded about all of that. But you, nah, man, cause we at this point, bro, we basically just flowing, man. I started out the podcast talking about how crazy this year been, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like a ghost town, man. Yeah. It's like a ghost town, bro. At one point, it's a little bit better now, as far as like people getting out and about. But I done had a couple of friends I hadn't seen in months.
Right.
I got people I hadn't talked to.
Right.
Depression.
Yeah.
A lot of people are dealing with depression on an all-time high, bro.
Right.
Not just from the fact that they were out of a job or still out of a job, which that's enough.
Yeah.
But you dealing from depression. You dealing with depression from the idea that your family members may get sick.
Yeah.
You dealing with depression from the fact that you don't know what next year gonna look like, bro.
Yeah.
How are we gonna recover from this? How are we gonna recover from this? And what I was saying earlier was that I had all these people I knew about, and then I who the heck told me? I don't think I saw it on social media first. I think somebody told me. It may have been Ishma. I was talking to somebody, and it was like, yeah, it was Ishma. I was talking to Ishma because I told him, Ishma, my life. I told him, I said, it was somebody else I heard had gotten it. And I was like, yeah, such and such got it. And he was like, dang, bro. Or such and such was testing for it. They didn't know if they had it. Yeah. He was like, yeah, you know Jacoby got it, right? And I was like, and listen, y'all, for just to put this into perspective, this is closer to the time. This isn't in August. This didn't happen in July. This is not around the time when, like, we've been in the pandemic 5 months. You see what I'm saying? And people have had enough time really to go through the toughest part and really set their opinion on how they feel about the climate. Right. This is earlier on, bro. When we were thinking, like, if you got it, we don't, because again, by this point in time, bro, I knew somebody who had died from it.
Yeah.
My boss got it, and to this day, unless he about to tell me something different, to this day, my boss is still the sickest I've seen somebody get. I got a friend, I won't say her name, love her to death. I got a good friend. I worked at First Security Bank for 4 years. Y'all listen, I had a friend who couldn't go to work because she has a condition.
Right.
Sweetest person you'll ever meet in your life. She has a condition, so therefore she wasn't allowed to go to work.
Right.
According to the CDC guidelines, you are allowed to miss up to 10 weeks of work, but it has to be related to COVID. Right. You either have to have the coronavirus, or in her particular case, and she's the only person I knew who got away with, or not got away with, pretty much fell under these guidelines, because other than that, everybody else actually had the coronavirus. Right. But hers kind of fell under that umbrella too, because she didn't have the coronavirus, but because of her condition, her doctor wrote a note out that said such and such cannot come to work unless everybody at the bank, not only working there, but also who comes into the bank, they gotta wear masks. Otherwise, that's not a chance I'm willing to take as her doctor, because if she gets it, the chances of her dying, I don't care what they saying the recovery rate is, 99.8, whatever they saying the people recovering from this, I understand that. What I'm telling you is, she has a condition, she's had it since she was young. If she gets it, her chances are exponentially higher than everybody else's. Yeah. She's not like regular people. Yeah. She may look regular, she may act regular, yeah. But her condition puts her at a huge risk. My friend was out of work, bro, for 2.5 months, which is 10 weeks. 10 weeks. She was out of work for 10 weeks. She's allowed to miss work for that amount of time and get paid for it. The job has to pay you. Right. But after 10 weeks, they can release you. If you are not back to work by that point in time, they are allowed to release you. Things weren't better. We thinking, again, early on, we thinking this is something that's going to die over in a month, right, 2 months. Yeah. Here we are in August, and it's still here. My friend ended up losing her job. When I talk about how she went into deep depression, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Right. So many different ways people could be depressed in this climate, bro. Right. So when I heard about you, I reached out immediately.
Right, that's a fact.
I reached out immediately, bro.
Hey, shout out to, man, I'm gonna say this too. Man, I'm so awkward. Nah, I ain't gonna say awkward. I know I'm social than a mug, bro, but I'm real private. Like, I don't like a lot of people in my business, but so many people reached out. And I really want to say thank y'all, bro. Like, I ain't gonna cap. Like, some people was nosy, but I can't weed through and try to find a bad apple. Yep. I had like that first day I posted. Only reason, shout out to my mama. I love and hate my mama, man. She the reason I told it. I even put it on social media because, man, my mama, you know how black mamas is, man. The doctor called her.
So take me through this, bro. Yeah. Take me through this. Yeah. So were you feeling straight? Was you feeling sick first? Yeah. Take me through the whole process. It's a regular day.
Right. So
talk to me.
I'm going to say this, bro. I'm going to say I went to work like that. I woke up that Monday.
What month is this?
March.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that early.
It was like smack the coronavirus.
Well, I got a story for
the coronavirus was new. I think when I found out, like, the coronavirus ain't even been out a week, and I ain't got again back then, especially like when I was home, like I go to work, go home. Like,
and this is in Little Rock.
Yeah. Okay. Like I really didn't go out. I really wasn't going out, especially back then. I was just on my chill stuff, the mental, Right. And I woke up, went to work. I just woke up feeling bad, bro. And then
what's bad? Headache, stomach hurt, what?
You feel like it's that feeling of like, dang, bro, I'm sick. That's really what it is. Okay. Dang, something wrong. It's like, okay. Brother just woke up. Then got off Friday, stayed in house Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Boom. Went Monday, you know what I'm saying, to work. Boom, we got a 101 temperature. And I work at a mental health hospital. That's essential, you know what I'm saying?
Anyway. Hey, shout out to Essential.
Shout out. I was, so they sent me home. They sent me home. They told me I had to get tested before I can come back. Me being a person that, you know, my pops, like my dudes would have told me, well, you better go take some third flu, woo woo woo, da da da. But I was younger. I told you I moved down here with my pops. Pops would be like, man, sweat it out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a disconnect to the whole situation. Is the fact that it's how I handle it. But we're gonna go back.
So your pops told you to sweat it out?
No. It's just primed. I was primed to think like that. That was primed.
Oh, that's a whole different conversation we need to freaking have. I've had that conversation. The same dude.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you continue, bro. The same dude that I told you I talked to that live in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't want to say his name. Literally something we talked about wasn't wasn't one of the questions I was supposed to ask him.
Yeah.
He talked about something. I asked him about mental health.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sorry. It was a question I asked him. I said, do you think mental health is talked about and taken serious enough in the so-called black community? His answer was so eloquently put, but he talked about something I didn't think he was going to bring up, bro. He talked about how a lot of us don't want to go to the hospital. Why is that me? Why is that me?
I don't know, sir. Like,
never met this dude before, and he said his whole family like that. We don't want to go to the hospital. We don't trust people. We you know, and that dates back to slavery. It's like, it's crazy. We don't want to go to the hospital. It's like, we'll tough it out. Tough it out.
Yeah, that's true. But
tough it out.
My dude, and then your mama, so she the nurturer, she the realest protector.
Right.
She would have been like, you know, taking me a I moved down Pop, man, tough it out. You know, but the method worked, and it worked over time. Like, say for instance, if I was to catch the cold, like a little cold or a little sinus, literally go put on a bunch of clothes, drink some orange juice, eat some you know, some soup.
Yeah.
Turn on the heat, put the cover on me. Literally like 6 hours later, I feel perfectly fine.
Yep. So it
happened over time.
In certain way. Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So tap back into
this year.
To tap back into today, or not today, when in March, when I waited 2 days to go get tested because I was like, man, I'm straight fool. Mind you, I was joking about the coronavirus.
Like Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I
was
like,
touching all the mics and stuff and playing around.
And man,
really
like,
happening.
Man, oh God, I told my boss, the supervisor, the CFO, not the CEO. I was like, man, like they was doing a little roundabout, you know, telling us about how to do mandatory, you know, and I was like, man, I hope I catch if I can just be at work. I said that. I swear to God, I said that.
Dang.
Yeah, and so, my first thing that I did, I immediately went home, did the same thing. Boom.
Yeah.
Felt fine. I'm talking about straight. Like, that was Monday. I did the method when I was young. Boom.
Yep.
I felt completely fine. Temperature was like 97. But again, I called like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we straight. Let me just go ahead and come back to work. She's like, nah, it's by law. I gotta go get tested. So went down that Wednesday. I just took that. I went Wednesday morning. You know, I got tested, stuck the nose, stuck the know, the little joint up.
And I heard they go down up to your brain.
Man,
does it hurt?
Fired on that, man. I thought about firing. I didn't. I was just surprised. That man. Anyways, my temperature was normal. My temperature was 97.6.
Okay,
respiratory was fine.
Which is what's crazy because they thinking just taking people's temperatures is supposed to tell you if people got the coronavirus or not. That does not work.
Hello, but yeah. So boom. I did that. Got tested. They say they're gonna call me. My what I messed up again was I said I gave them the wrong number, and I gave my mama number for that emergency contact. So that was Wednesdays. That Saturday, you know, they had to quarantine until that Saturday. They called my mama first. So what my mama did was they didn't tell her no information. They told them to call. Mama called me. My mama's a natural warrior, but she an OG. Love my mama to death. Shout out to my love. She was like, they called you. I think they got your test results back. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, bet. You know, I'm thinking I'm straight. Like at this point, I'm chilling. I ain't got no temp, none of that. And then I called. They was like, yeah, you got coronavirus. And I was like, I wasn't even shocked. I was just like, dang, that's what I get for playing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm Mr. Play Too. I play all the time. Once you get to know me, you know what I'm saying? And then, boom. I had the coronavirus for a month.
You had it for a month?
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Do people keep it that long?
Listen, in the midst of that, since March, I've had over, if I'm guesstimating, over probably 1,500 conversations about it.
1,500?
Yep. People reaching out.
Bro, that's love, bro.
I ain't gonna say it's love. Again, people scared. It's not all.
So
it's,
people
it's
reaching
mix,
out just
it's
to get
a mix.
a
It's a mix of. It's
okay,
a mix.
okay.
Some people being nosy. Some people reaching out. People I ain't talked to in years reaching out. You know what I'm saying? Trying to. So back into my mama, man. That's the reason I posted. I wasn't even gonna post it, but mom was like, "What my mama say?" My mama crazy in the mud, man. What she say? Yeah, go get your double rule. I told mama I had it. I tell you, not even 10 minutes later, my auntie called me, my uncle called me, my sister called me. I'm like, mama, man, come on. You know what I'm saying? So I just posted it because my dude's like, I love my mom's death, but man, my mama talk too much.
Yeah,
you know
same
what
here.
I'm saying? So, I just posted. I wasn't going to post it. When I say, again, I'm a private person, fool. I do not like people in my business. I posted just off the strength of that. And, at the time when I posted, I'm a critical thinker, so I didn't jump to emotional state.
Nice. Please repeat that.
I'm a critical thinker, so I didn't jump to an emotional state.
A lot of us got to do that.
You know what I'm saying? So
a lot of us got to do that.
That I was primed to do what I always did. Let me just go and kick back, and it just gonna go away. 2 weeks later, bro, I woke up like the little, I had the little chest, pains.
Yeah.
But they were smooth. But man, I'm OG. In my eye, you know what I'm saying? 2 weeks later, bro, I kid you not, 2 a.m, bro, I woke up. You know what I'm saying?
Breathe?
Hard to breathe. You hear me? And
so wait, are they not giving you anything for the coronavirus?
I don't know. I ain't got there.
Okay.
You gotta understand at this point in time, we had no information.
Yeah.
But we pretended as if we had all the information via the media. You know what I'm saying? So so they just told me go home, quarantine for the 14. After I didn't go to the hospital or nothing. And so now at this point, I'm still doing what I'm doing, but I added ibuprofen to the mix because somebody had reached. I think it was my.
So when you say when you say doing what you're doing, are you saying like
so this is
wrapped up in a cover, eating soup, drinking
2 weeks,
orange juice?
Yeah.
Okay.
I stopped really drinking orange. I really stopped eating. I started back eating regular foods because that 2 week, in my mind, being that.
You straight now.
I'm straight,
you quarantined for the 14 weeks. You did what they said to do.
I'm about to go back, man. I woke up, boom, and so I started doing ibuprofen. Remember this? I remember when I seen a post like the social media. I was on again, like everything straight. I seen on the post. It was like ibuprofen is one of the leading causes for some of the people that's dying, because you gotta think when March and the COVID hit, people was dropping like flies, and they said ibuprofen was bad to take. Man, I was popping ibuprofen like.
Boy, this is my first time hearing that.
Yes. When I first got it, somebody reached out. They sent me the link, and it was somebody I don't even know who sent it. I was like, what? I was scared in a mug because
so if you had to make a guess, bro, by that point in time, how many ibuprofens you think you had taken? Bro, ibuprofens are not good to take with the coronavirus.
But that was in March. They said that. I heard it on the news.
Bro, what?
Yes, I was in a state where I didn't understand what was going on.
Right.
So what I'm gonna do? Reach out to what I understand.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm like, man, I'm about to die. You know what I'm saying? Then it got to the point where I was taking ibuprofen. It still wasn't doing that. It got worse. It got worse. And then one moment, mind you,
when you saying it's getting worse, because
it was like
Jacoby,
okay,
people gonna be listening to you talk about this, bro.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful. You can't say I'm about to die.
That's true.
You
say
you about to die, bro. Please.
That's what I felt. That's what I felt.
How
like.
did you feel like that?
Okay, so at first,
dying is an extreme, bro.
Okay, let's well, I'll break it down like this, man. At first, the time between having the shortness of breaths was like 8 hours. At this point, yeah.
Like, what you mean? You go
like okay, so When I first found I had it, I wasn't having the breathing problems. That's on a Saturday I found out. That Tuesday, I having the breathing problems. And then they'll go away. 4 or 5 hours later, I had the breathing problems again. You know what I'm saying? And that's for like a week. The second week, they went from happening every 4 or 5 hours to having every 30 minutes to an hour. You feel what I'm saying? You catch on to that? Like, at first, the breathing problem was more spreaded.
Right.
But as I didn't do anything to prevent it, it got worse. And then it got to the point where I started throwing up and doodling on myself.
On yourself?
Yes. I was throwing, like, I tried to throw up, and I started defecating. I did that, like, 4 times that morning. Called my auntie, because my auntie's a nurse practitioner. And I really thought I was about to die. I kid you not. I put that on my life. I thought I was about to die. And this was actually the day after Devontae had died, too. That played a factor. So I was more than beyond scared. But
man, rest in peace to that man.
Listen, and then on top of that, but you want to know what I was saying to the world? I'm straight. You know what I'm saying?
Which is why I'm sitting here so shocked right now.
Yeah,
because I'm watching that response from you, and I'm like, oh, just maybe because everybody isn't the same. Maybe he's one of those asymptomatic people. He has it. He feels normal, but they tell him he asymptomatic means, you know, you're not showing any symptoms. You feel straight. I'm thinking he's asymptomatic. He feels fine just like us, but they say he got the corona, so he got to do his quarantining, and he's straight. Which even in that state, even if you're asymptomatic, still reach out to that person because just make sure they straight.
Right. And
make sure they mental straight.
And I'm going to say this, just because you're asymptomatic does not mean you don't have a stronger sense of the coronavirus. You have the coronavirus. Right. It's going to respond different to different people. Right. You know what I'm saying? And again, tapping into the conversations I had with over 1,500 people in the past since March to now, I see people.
That's a lot of people.
Still reach out to me about it. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. What was I saying? Like, that asymptomatic don't belittle them having the coronavirus because
right. Don't think it's not as serious.
Because that's what I thought. Like, I ain't really 97 point. I was like, boom, I'm straight. Like, I really thought I was straight. But it got to that point, went to the hospital. I was like, bro, I really thought I was about to die. Like, in the hospital, like, oh man.
See, this right here is what I'm talking about. This is a loophole in the system. Y'all, please explain to me. Hospitals, please explain to me. Businesses out there, please explain to me. Why is it that you all are just taking people's temperatures and that's it? If we know that asymptomatic is a thing.
Oh, and I got something to say about that.
If we know it's a thing, why are we just saying, but before you come in, make sure you wear a face mask. We're going to take your temp. Yeah. What does taking a temperature mean, bro?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. And listen, I'm no doctor. I'm no nurse. I haven't done a whole lot of research on this, so this could be true. This could not be true. But I've heard it one too many times from a multitude of people saying that the coronavirus or the COVID-19 particles are so much smaller than the holes in the face mask.